Vrindavan Mahimamrita by Prabodhananda Saraswati. We're reading about the Palyadasi Mahima, the glories of Radharani's sakhis and manjaris, especially the Palyadasis, the Kinkaris, the Pran sakhis, what is often known as manjaris, Sri Rupa Manjari Pad, Sri Rupa Manjari, Sri Rati Manjari. So we're hearing about their identity and their forms and these very long and beautiful Sanskrit verses. Sarvavat vastasu nityam smara sakla kala paragam nama nirmit yam tashcharya chaturyati ramita nija pran sarvasya yugmam sandranandaika saram buddhis rasa buddhitam gora gora padam map yakranto hantanaham mama kirtir ihate geha tehadike stu. Many wonderful words here to describe the manjaris of Radharani. They're expert in every art. Sakala kala paragam. With their skill and jokes, narma nirmit yantashcharya, they always give pleasure to their life and soul, Radha and Krsna. Chatuyati ramita nija pran sarvasva yugmam. Sarvasva, always. The yugmam, their nija pran, their very own life and soul, nija pran, at all times, that yugmam, that divine couple, they're always giving pleasure to them. You should meditate on Radha's manjaris, who drown in the ocean of transcendental bliss. Sandrananda Sarambudi Rasa. Sarambudi. The Ambudi Ras, the ocean of Ras, that concentrated blissful ocean. Sandra Ananda Eka. There's only one ocean of concentrated blissful Ras. And they're drowning in it. So this is, what is that Ras? That's the drowning the ocean of transcendental bliss, which is produced by serving Radha and Krsna. Seva is bliss. What kind of bliss? Sandra Ananda. Sandra means concentrated, thick, very thick, juicy, concentrated bliss. Ananda, joy. This is, and it's an ocean of ras. Sarambudi ras. Alas, may you never fall into the bodily conception and think in terms of I and mine. Geha, deha, adik, stu. It says, Naham mama kirti. Don't fall into that deha, into that bodily concept of life. Because he's saying, do and don't. He's saying, yes, do this. Yes, do think of yourself as Radharani's kinkari. Ayinanda tanasha kinkaram. Kinkaram. Kinkara means servant, sevite. I am a kinkari. Ami Radha Palyadasi. Ami Radha Palyadasi. I am a protected and nourished, intimate, surrendered maidservant of Srimati Radharani. That's it. Oh, you're Punjabi, you're Ukrainian, you're American, Russian, a Marathi person. No, don't fall into that. He's saying, may you never. Hanta, hanta, hanta. Hanta means alas, alas. God forbid. God forbid that we ever think that we're something less than Radharani's maidservants. That I am this body, I am this thing, that thing. This is, now he goes on to describe in Das, the 10th Sataka, verse 89 through 95, there's some also nice descriptions of this identity. How the mood of the manjaris. This is their mood. And let's see what it says. This is number 90. Yat niramitya durgraha graham etam drak. Santyajaham ameti grashishnum samsar amborasam utiryatiram gatva nandam Vrndavanam tat. Actually, we didn't read this translation from this other edition. You can see what that says. Sattika 7, verse 30. You usually get different angles here. Think of yourself as a manjari of Radharani, situated in the highest position of skill in all the transcendental arts. You are wonderfully expert at speaking joking words, and you're plunged in a nectar ocean of transcendental bliss. You consider the beautiful divine couple the sole great treasure of your life. I pray that I shall always meditate on my actual spiritual identity in this way, that even in the greatest calamity, I shall not be illusioned into thinking that this material body is myself, or that this home and its various paraphernalia is my property. It's a little different angle. Deha, geha. Geha, of course, means home. I think this is a little more specific, actually, in this regard. So generally, when we face severe physical difficulties, what he says here, that even if I am in the greatest calamity means we get in some accident, break our leg or back or whatever, some severe injury or mishap to our body, then we forget everything. We forget the chant, we forget everything. We just think about our body, our pains and problems, and we lament and we cry about it all. But he's saying, even in the greatest calamity, what is the greatest calamity? Well, the greatest calamity is death. Even when you're dying, don't stop thinking you're Radharani's maidservant. Ami Radhapali Dasi, Radhe, Radhe, Radhe. Please take me, I'm yours. Tavevasmi, Najivami Tvayavina, Itivigaya Radhito Nayamam Charantikam. Najivami Tvayavina. I cannot live without you, so now I'm leaving, I'm dying. So please don't forget me. Please take me to your shelter. Take me to your eternal service. Tavevasmi, Najivami Tvayavina. There's that song by Narottam Das Thakur. Radha Krishna Pranamo Jivana Yugala Kishore Jivana Marani Gati Na Aranahimor. He says, Naro Ahimor, Nahimor. For me there's nothing else. More, me, Nahimor. For me there's nothing else. If I'm alive, I serve Radharani, and if I'm dead, I serve Radharani. In life or in death, I have nothing but you. You're my pranamor, you're my pran, not this deha, not this body is not my pran. My living force is not this physical body. My living force, my pran, my jiv, my atma is not living in a Russian body or American body, Indian body. My pran is living in the heart of Radha. My pran is living in the heart of Krishna. Radha Krishna pranamor is what it's saying. My pran is them. Radha is my life. Krishna is my life. What does that mean? Krishna's seva is my life. Radha's seva is my life. Radha Krishna Yugal Seva. Radha Krishna Pranamor. Yugala Kishore. Jivane Marane Gati. I have no other goal, no other activity, no other desire, no other wish. So if I'm living, I serve them. If I die, I serve them. When I leave this world, I serve them. So it's a very nice translation. He said, even in the greatest calamity, I don't want to move away from this proper identity and start to, this body, okay, it is happening, but still I'm serving Radharani, still I'm serving Krishna, somehow, in my mind, in my heart, just thinking about service and not going into the bodily concept of life. So this verse 90, what she read. He says, the translation he gives here, carefully give up the formidable octopus in the form of I and mine, which is ready to swallow you. Then cross beyond the ocean of material existence, and you will find the blissful land of Vrindavan. Gatva nandam vinda vrindavanam tat, utira tiram, samsara ambu, yosham samsara utirya tiram. Cross to the other bank, and you will arrive at Nanda Vrindavan, at the Vrindavan of Nanda Maharaj. I'm curious to see what this one says. This is 1390. So that's the ocean of material existence. Sometimes people wonder what that means. It means the ocean of anarthas. An ocean of anartha nivritti. The stage of anartha nivritti in bhakti bhajan is compared to an ocean. 13, excuse me. 1390. Shataka 1390. It says here, with great struggle, fleeing the all-devouring lying I and mine of material life, and crossing the ocean of material birth and death, find the blissful land of Vrindavan. So this is the ocean that's swallowing us, the I and mine, like a timangila fish. And this is all very much active in the platform of anartha nivritti, that vast ocean we're crossing. Because we may even live so-called physically in Vrindavan, but as long as we're in this, living in this ego identity of this body, as he's saying here, then we don't find the blissful land of Vrindavan. The land of Vrindavan is full of bliss. It's Vinda Vrindavanam Tat Nandam. We don't see that bliss. Where is that bliss? We struggle in Bombay, we struggle in Delhi, we struggle in Russia, and it's so difficult, and then we come to Vrindavan and we also struggle. Because it's wherever we've gone with the same, we carry the same ocean of anartha nivritti we're struggling across, and carry the same ego. The body may be transported here and there, but to transcend the ego and to cross beyond the ocean of anarthas takes some diligent practices of devotional service, and especially the chanting of the holy name. There's Nishta Vajranahasyam gives several verses, and the third, Tritiya, whatever they call it, I forget now. But the third stage of where Nishta, what is Nishta? Nishta means Kirtaniya Sadhari. And there's so many verses there given as aids or techniques to come to this platform, always chanting the holy name of the Lord and Vajranahasyam. So we have that nishta, that steadiness in bhakti, where the joy begins to manifest, comes after we cross the other side of this ocean of anartha nivritti. Even if you say you're going the ocean, an ocean liner, like the Atlantic Ocean, and you're in the middle. When you're in the middle, you look behind the boat, you see nothing but water. And you look in the front, you see nothing but water. It seems rather hopeless. You can't see where you left, and you can't see where you're going. You're in the middle of nowhere. Water everywhere. Hardly you can see any tangible progress, so you may not feel any joy there. You'll feel anxious. You'll feel anxious, fearful, hesitant, doubtful. Is there another side to this ocean? Will we reach somewhere? But then as you cross a little further, then long in the distance, you may see a distant shore, the sandy banks of some country on the other side of the ocean. Then you start to feel some joy, some anticipation. Anticipation of something good also creates happiness. Anticipation of something happy also creates happiness. So now you see, oh, there, look, yeah, now I feel good, now I feel positive. So this, before we get to Nishta and Bhakti, when we get halfway across and 3/4 of the way across to Nartha-Nivriti, and we see the shores of Nishta, then some bliss comes, some joy. Kirtaniya Sadahari. So we're becoming more humble and more tolerant, and then the anticipation of becoming steady in bhakti and free from the anartha, the ocean of anarthas, becomes more and more dominant in our mind and heart, and we begin to feel the joy. Even as we're approaching the shore or the land of joy, which is the state of Nishta, and we start to feel happiness and joy in a reflected way. Then when we land on that shore of Nishta, then we can start to appreciate the blissful land of Vrindavan. Cross beyond the ocean of material existence, and then you'll find the blissful land of Vrindavan. And see that these birds are actually sages in the trees, and these trees, everything you've read about and everything you heard about will start to manifest before you in the land of Vrindavan. So this, these verses got dropped in here about Palidasi Bhava, where we sound like some other thing. Let's see. I'll read one more verse, it's kind of nice. Seems a little tangential to the point, but whatever. Well, it's quite late. I'll just read one more. Kanaka Marakata. Kanaka Marakat Abe Divya Damna Kishore Mitta Udita Lokendu Nyasta Chakshush Chakore Viharata Iha Vrindakanane Chitta Chore Mamatarati Vicheshe Yami Nanyatra Gore Kishore Gore Chore Gore Damna Kishore Chakshush Chakore Chitta Chore Nanyatra Gore. That's how he ends it. Kishore Chakore Chore Chitta Chore. The fair and dark complexioned divine young couple, Kanaka and Marakata, are gazing at each other's charming moon-like faces and enjoying pastimes in the forest of Vrindavan. They have expertly stolen my heart. I will simply search after them and not go anywhere else. So this is the enchantment of Vrindavan, which people write about on t-shirts. I lost my heart in Vrindavan. He says like that. So that's what it says here. Vrinda Kanane Chitta Chore. Vrinda Kanane Chitta Chore. Vrinda means Vrindavan. Kanane means forest, trees, forest. Chitta means heart, and Chore means stolen. So maybe that t-shirt originates from this Vrindavan, Mahanidhi, chapter 13, verse 91.
There was a t-shirt in Mayapur which says, I found my heart in Mayapur.
That's right. In Mayapur there's a t-shirt that says, I found my heart. That's nice. That's very good. There should be one that says, I created a heart. It's good. You know, you can lose a heart if you have one. You can find a heart if you have one. Where do you create a heart? That's what I want to know. Because we're heartless. We have no heart. So I created my heart. In the service of Guru, I created a heart. Okay, you lose it, that's viraha. Viraha means you lose your heart in Vrindavan. So Vrindavan is so much viraha. And Mayapur is Milan. You meet Krishna in the holy name and the Sankirtan, you have Milan. So then I found my heart, but where did you get a heart to begin with? Who gave you the heart to begin with? You can't lose something you don't have. You can't find something you never had. So who gives the heart of bhakti to begin with? Bhakti is a heart. The heart of devotion comes from Guru. I received the heart in the service of Guru. Okay, you lost it, and you found it. In Mayapur they have a t-shirt that says, I found my heart. I found my heart in Mayapur. And I lost my heart in Vrindavan. But my question is, where did you get the heart to start? At the start. To start with, where did you get your heart? Because everyone is nirashesh, shunyavad. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharani. Nirashesh shunyavad pashit. Shunyavad means no heart. Shunya. Shunyavad. Buddhist. Buddhist means heartless. Shunya means void. Void means empty. Empty means no heart. Heartless. If you're heartless, you're empty. You're shunya. The word shunya, you know this? Namaste Saraswati. Prabhupada's pronounced. So this is this is the real point. It's, okay, losing and finding hearts, that's obvious. But the real mystery is where do we get one from? Where do we find a heart? Where do we get a heart? I'm saying this from my own realization. I didn't have any heart till I started serving Prabhupada. And then his heart entered my heart. When I surrendered to Prabhupada and served him, then a portion of his heart entered my heart, so then I attained a heart. That's what it means. That's what Diksha is. A portion of the Guru's heart enters the disciple's heart. Because before Diksha, you only have some material organ called the heart. 2 ventricles and 2 auricles. 4-chambered heart. Lub dub, lub dub, lub dub, doop doop, doop doop, boom boom, boom boom. Oh, you have a heart. No, you don't have a heart. You have an organ, a pump, you have a water pump. You have a fleshy water pump inside your chest. It pumps water, red water. And if you're a lizard, your heart pumps green water, because your blood is green. It's like this. Or if you're a plant, you have green. No, lizards have yellow water. Plants have green water. Chlorophyll. So that he doesn't want to go anywhere else. So let's see what this book says. What was it? That was 1391. 1391. I shall never leave Vrindavan forest, where the youthful divine couple, Radha Govinda, who are as splendid as gold and sapphires, Kanaka Marakata. Marakata means sapphire, Marakata. Whose eyes are chakora birds, chakshush chakori, gazing at the moons of each other's faces. Oh, that's nice. Pulita Mukendu, Nyasta Chakshush Chakori. It says that Radha and Krishna's eyes are like chakora birds. Chakora birds say chakori. Radharani's eyes are chakori, and Krishna's eyes are chakora. And the chakora looks at the moon. Moon means Indu, like Indu Leka Sakhi. Mukha means face. And Udita means rising. Udita Mukendu, and Nyasta means to never leave. Radharani's eyes, her eyes are like a chakora bird, and they never leave the Mukendu. Mukendu Nyasta. Mukendu Nyasta Chakori. Her eyes never leave the beautiful rising moon of Krishna Chandra's face. Because if they leave, then they miss some nectar. As long as the chakora is looking at the moon, he's drinking the rays of the moon and finding anand, bliss, moment to moment, as he drinks continually with his eyes. So Radharani drinks the moon of Krishna, the ras, that sham ras. Radharani continually drinks that nectar dripping from the beautiful Mukendu, sham Mukendu, drinking the nectar from the face of Krishna, which is Udita, which is rising on the sky of her heart. Rising in the sky of Radharani's heart is the Krishna's face, Mukendu, and her eyes are like chakora. And same with Krishna. Nyas means he never leaves. Like nyas, sannyas, nyas. Krishna's eyes never leave the kanaka mukha endu. The golden moon-like face of Radharani continually drinks her face. You see, if a young boy, or a young man or a young lady fall in love, they just look at each other like forever. Oogling each other, looking in their eyes. Oh, lost in each other's eyes and faces. And people don't understand. They go to some club, or they're just sitting at a little table looking at each other. And they just drink a little bit. Or, yeah. Blah, 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 blah. It's just on and on, hour after hour, just looking. I don't know what they look, but I've heard it. So they're looking and looking. And so much speaking. Eyes can speak forever. Eyes have more words than the dictionary has. There's more words in the eyes than there are in the dictionary. Words. So the eyes can speak more than a dictionary can define. So this is in Krishna's land. Radharani speaks unlimited sentences, unlimited words with her eyes to Shyam. And Radharani speaks unlimited words with her eyes to Krishna. The eyes tell everything. Prabhupada said the face is the index of the mind. What is the screen on the computer of the face? Is the eyes. You have a laptop, but then there's a screen. You have this thing, processor, and all these different parts of the computer. But there's the screen where you see the image. The actual face is the index. Not the face is the index, but the eyes are the actual screen. Straight from the eyes, you see straight to the heart. Index to the mind means heart. So this is the what's told here. And they are two. That's very nice. It said Radharani and Krishna, their eyes are always locked in each other's eyes, like chikora birds. And not only that, this divine couple, they're thieves. Radharani's a thief, a chori. She's a chore. And so is her Krishna. They've committed a terrible act of thievery. They've entered my eyes. They entered my ears. They entered my nose, my hands. They went in deep into my heart and they stole everything I have. What did they steal? It says here that they've taken my heart and they enjoy transcendental pastimes together. And go to any other places. Oh, and I will not go to any other place in this horrible world. Oh, Gore, that's right, that's quite right. That's not in here. She says, I came to Vrindavan and I didn't lose my heart was stolen. Like someone comes, oh, I lost my money. There's one thing lose money, other thing stolen money. I can't go any other place, and I won't go any other place in this horrible world. I'll stay in Vrindavan. Because I'm bankrupt. Because you can't go without your heart. Can you go anywhere without your heart? Impossible. So this Prabhupada Saraswati is saying that my heart has been stolen. Chittachur. The Radharani has stolen my heart. I can't go anywhere in this horrible world. I'm simply going to stay in Vrindakanani. I'll stay in this forest of Vrindavan and search after this divine couple for the remaining days and minutes of my life. Kotai go prema mai, radhe radhe. Kotai go prema mai, radhe radhe. Vrindavan Mahimamrita ki jai. Prabhupada Saraswati ki jai.